When a man pulls away, he doesn't always slam the door. Sometimes he just stops knocking. Sometimes it's not the storm you notice, it's the silence. The silence of effort gone missing, of energy no longer poured in. Tell me, have you ever felt a shift in your relationship but couldn't put your finger on why? That's not your imagination. That's your spirit picking up on the truth. He's no longer invested. Today, I'm going to walk you through the subtle ways a man shows this through scenarios. Because if you can catch the quiet signs, you'll protect yourself from the loud heartbreak. 1. Conversations become surface-level scenario. Remember when he used to ask you about your dreams? You'd tell him about starting that business or taking that class, and he'd light up with you. Now, you tell him about your day, and he just says, cool. He's scrolling, distracted, giving you one-word answers. Rhetorical question. Have you noticed the depth of your conversations shrinking into shallow exchanges? That's not just being tired, it's detachment. When a man no longer digs into your world, he's stepping out of it. 2. His effort fades in the little things. Scenario. At first, he sent good morning texts without fail. He'd plan little dates, surprise you with your favorite snack. But now, days go by without a message. When you point it out, he says, "You know I'm busy." Rhetorical question. If effort is love's currency, how much is he really spending on you now? Investment is seen in the little things. If he can post on social media, he can text you back. If he's not, it's because he doesn't care to anymore. 3. He doesn't include you in his future talk scenario. He used to say, when we take that trip, or when we move. Now it's, when I get my new place, when I go to Mexico. No we, just me. Rhetorical question. Do you still hear yourself in his plans, or has he quietly written you out of the script? If you're not in his future language, you're not in his future plans. 4. Physical presence without emotional presence. Scenario. You're sitting right next to him, but it feels like you're miles apart. He's on his phone, half listening, eyes glazed over while you talk. You ask, "Are you even listening?" And he mumbles, "Yeah, sure." Rhetorical question. What's worse, being alone or feeling alone while sitting right beside the person you love? He's present, but his heart isn't. And presence without connection is a form of absence. 5. He stops protecting the relationship scenario. Before, when you had an argument, he would circle back. He'd say, "I didn't like how we left that, let's talk." Now when tension comes, he shuts down. Or worse, he says, "This is too much drama." Rhetorical question. Does he fight for peace with you, or does he just fight to get away from you? A man who is invested protects the bond. One who isn't lets cracks spread until the whole thing falls apart. 6. The energy shifts in intimacy scenario. Your hugs used to linger. Your kisses used to spark something. Now when you kiss him, it feels quick, routine. When you reach for his hand, he pulls it away, saying he's tired. Nights together feel distant, cold. Rhetorical question. Have you felt that moment when the passion fades and you realize the body is there, but the heart isn't? Intimacy isn't just about bodies, it's about heart. If the warmth is gone, the investment is too. 7. He's easily irritated with you. Scenario. You used to make silly jokes that made him laugh. Now that same joke gets a sigh or a "can you not?" Even your habits, leaving your coffee mug on the counter, humming while you cook, suddenly annoy him. Rhetorical question. When did your quirks stop being cute and start being complaints? Irritation is what happens when love no longer covers the small flaws. 8. He no longer shows curiosity about you. Scenario. You tell him about your new project, a new goal, or something you're excited about. Instead of asking questions or cheering you on, he just says, "That's cool," and switches the subject. You realize he hasn't asked you, genuinely, "How are you?" in weeks. Rhetorical question. Isn't it strange how someone can know everything about your body, but suddenly lose interest in knowing your mind? When a man is invested, he keeps rediscovering you. When he's not, he stops being curious. 9. He spends more time away without explanation. Scenario. He used to invite you everywhere. Now he's all with the guys or working late but doesn't offer details. You notice he guards his phone, goes out more, but doesn't check in like before. Rhetorical question. If he wanted you to feel secure, wouldn't he bring you along, or at least keep you in the loop? Distance with no transparency is distance with intent. 10. He doesn't reassure you anymore. Scenario. Before, if you expressed a worry, "Are you still happy with me?" He'd reassure you, hold you, remind you of your place in his life. Now, when you ask, he says, "Why are you so insecure?" Or "I don't have time for this." Rhetorical question. Is it really insecurity, or is it his lack of reassurance that's making you doubt? A man who is invested calms your storms. A man who's no longer invested will leave you to drown in them. Deep dive. Why this happens. Sometimes men detach quietly. Boredom, distraction, or another interest pulling their focus. But here's the truth. It's not about the why. It's about the what. He shows you through his actions, which is the real investment. Rhetorical question. So the real question is, are you paying attention to what he's showing you? Empowerment section. Sis, hear me. Stop begging for consistency. Stop negotiating with effort. A man who is invested doesn't need convincing. He shows up. If he's pulling away, don't hold tighter. Let go. Protect your energy. Protect your peace. Because you are worth a love that is sure, steady, and undeniable. Rhetorical question. If he is showing you he is done, why are you still holding the door open? Reflective exercise. Before you click off this video, I want you to sit with these 3 powerful questions. Write them down. Be honest with yourself when you answer them. 1. Am I constantly guessing how he feels, or do I know through his actions? 2. Do I feel secure in this relationship, or do I spend more time feeling anxious and unsure? 3. If his effort never changed from what it is right now, would I still be happy 5 years from today? Your answers will tell you more than his excuses ever will. Don't ignore the subtle signs. They are louder than the excuses. If he's no longer invested, don't waste your precious time trying to convince him. Keep stepping forward with your head high, because someone else will invest in you fully and unapologetically. If this message hit home, share your story in the comments. Have you ever noticed these signs in your own relationship? Let's talk about it. And if you found value here, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because every week we're diving into the real truths about love, healing, and self-worth.